Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast, MonarchToken.io, the complete crypto solution. Monarch Wallet is now available for Android, iOS, and desktop devices today. Do you want to learn how to mine crypto? Well, all you have to do is visit cryptomining.tools for profitable crypto mining information today. The Divi Project, that is diviproject.org, your one-click solution for staking and masternodes. Earn cryptocurrency using social media platforms like Somee.social, SOMEE.social, New Era Social Media. Get paid to write reviews, like reviews, comment on reviews. Visit bravocoin.com and get paid to review. Available for Android and iOS devices. bravocoin.com. CoinFlip, the world's best Bitcoin ATM. Better service, better fees. Better visit coinflip.tech today. Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast, MonarchToken.io, the complete crypto solution. Monarch Wallet is
GCA is like the head of it, like the company. And below that, we have several pillars and building several projects.
Okay.
And as we have done the first ERC777 smart contract, we utilize that as the fuel for all the pillars. Yeah.
Okay, so what is an ERC777 token?
It's a new standard. Like it got approved. Actually, that's why I would like to have Stan. He's more in the tech. He knows more about that. It's more secure than ERC20. It has much more functions, and how it's built, for example, and how it's used in our smart contract. We can do upgrades of the contract without doing a swap. As well, I mean, you're well aware that many ERC20 tokens are stuck in smart contracts.
Yeah.
Like when people send
I got one right now. I got kick, but
see, so that cannot happen with
fund it back.
It will not go through.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
And so it has plenty of security functions there, and also it has a callback function, like you can trigger events, for example. And yeah, with this is something what we are utilizing in the hardware we're building right now.
All right, cool.
So we're not only doing, like, one pillar is GC News, where we reward people for reading. So we make sure that content is really read.
Like proof of reading?
Yeah. What on the other end secures. Oh, now Stan is calling. Wait, hold on a second, please. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Let's get him in. Hello? Is this thing on? Hello? Renee.
Hey, Ken.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
All right. I thought my computer froze.
You know what? I thought you sent the link in CC to Stan, but Stan didn't have the link. You only sent the link to me.
I'm sorry. I tried to send it. I didn't see that there was a new email thread, so I emailed both email replies. So everybody should have got the link. Sorry about that, bro.
Yeah, and Stan.
That's all right. Hi, Ken.
Hey, Stan, Renee, how goes it, guys? So let me I guess start off with like who's Stan and who's Renee? What are your roles in the GC Alliance .io, and what is the GC Alliance.io?
Yeah, so I can. Nice background there, Renee.
I know. I was telling him that looks really cool.
Sorry. Off topic. So yeah, my name's Stan Saylor. I'm the CCO of GCA, Chief Communications / Coordinations Officer. Um, so that's so I basically I it's funny whenever I talk to my friends and my family, I say that I coordinate the world.
organizer of the world.
Mainly the like the operations guy, and then Renee is the CEO of the company. He's more or less not more or less. He's the majority of his dealings and management is on the business aspect of things.
All right, cool. How Renee, how long ago did you get into crypto, and how did you stumble down the rabbit hole?
2016, 2017, something like that, and that's how we found together. Yeah, like we found actually we e-meet first, then we got in contact. It was a e-friendship, and like with the whole team, and so we found together, and then in 2018 we established the company here.
All right, cool.
Like our team is actually from all over the world.
Right.
Like in many others, yeah.
So I guess both Renee and Stan, you've both been in crypto since like 2016, 2017.
Yep. Yeah. So I invested in Ether at the end of 2016, like right before the ICO boom started. So I was fortunate in that respect, and then met Renee basically about a year later, toward the end of 2017, in a previous project, and then, like you said, we incorporated. We kind of hit it off from the very beginning, and we got a pretty close, a good close knit group of like there's like 10 of us, or I guess at the time there were like 6. And now we've got about 15. But the first time ever that we met, like in person, was actually when we incorporated the entity in Malta, and that was
October 2008.
How could I forget? That was
yeah. How can you forget?
That was October 4th. It was October 20th, like that weekend. So I got married on October 13th.
Oh, there you go.
Right?
That's why he was saying that.
So my wife and I did our honeymoon in Italy, and we detoured down to Malta and met Renee and a couple others, and that's when we incorporated. Like we met up with the attorney there, and we incorporated.
Malta's a good place to kind of kick things off, man. It's a nice kickoff place. Yeah,
I mean, at the time, it was being heralded as the blockchain island, which it still is. But it has, it's kind of like a love-hate relationship right now, just because of the remote communication and everything. So with them.
So I wanted to dig into a little bit here on the ERC777 and how and what sets it apart from like an ERC20, and how the ERC777 could replace an ERC20 environment.
Yeah, so I can speak more to like the technicals on it a little bit, but only to a degree. I'm not a blockchain developer by any stretch. But basically, what 777 does is it resolves the main issues of ERC20, like the lack of transaction handling mechanisms. I think what's called another thing called short address attacks, and there's a third one. It's some sort of attacks that can happen with ERC20s. I guess that's a lack of. There was a third one. I should memorize it. I can't think of it right now. But in addition to resolving those issues, it actually goes further with implementing. It goes further with the proper implementation of the callback function, which is what ERC223 attempted to do. So that's in a nutshell. That's what its advantages and the benefits are.
Yeah, me and Renee were talking a little bit earlier. Like, if you were to send it to a wrong address, it wouldn't let you have it locked up in a smart contract.
Right. So using the send function, it's more or less the same function as transfer. It's just renamed send, and with that, whenever a transaction is done using the send function, then if the contract address, like the destination, if that is unsuitable, if that cannot handle it, cannot manage the token, then the transaction gets reverted.
Gotcha. 3D wants to know in the chat, is anybody using an ERC777 at the moment?
We.
Only us.
What are you using it for at the moment?
Well, we started with GC News. That's what I said before.
Okay. So that's so you're using an ERC777 reward token for the for rewarding people for the proof of reading.
Yeah, that's all, but that's only one pillar of everything what we are building right now. It's the first we started with. I also explained that on our NASDAQ interview, the business model behind that. It's on YouTube. We can share that later, maybe. It's actually, yes, we reward people for reading, and with that we make sure that real people read our content. There are several algorithms behind that, and you can only claim the reward when you really read the article. And therefore, in return, we can make sure for advertisers and for people who publish their content that the content is really get read, yeah? Like press releases or articles about their projects and else, yeah. And yeah, so that's one part how we use it right now. But as I said before, we are building hardware as well right now, and we have just finished the prototype and the smart contract behind. That's why we were a little bit late on that call, because we were testing with one of our developers.
No worries. I talked to a lot of projects where I've come to learn that you have to build the proof of concept on top of your foundational platform to kind of show people this is how to utilize, the tech.
Absolutely correct. And we are bootstrapped for 1.5 years, so we all put in our own funds in that, and instead of collecting funds for selling an idea, no, we wanted to get out there and build something and show to the people what we are doing. Yeah. So this is only these are two parts, like the GC News, then the hardware we are building with GC Security, where we also are able to help other projects to upgrade to ERC777 to utilize the advantages of that. And as well, we are building GC Academy right now, what is also an educating platform, and that we will also at a separate level, though we will reward people in the very beginning, but later on you will have to pay with call tokens of that. Yeah.
How are you proving that I'm reading an article, or that anybody isn't? It's not a couple bots running and making accounts and just pretending to read articles to accumulate tokens.
Our developers have integrated several algorithms. Yeah, of course I cannot tell everything. I mean, the one of the simplest part of it, that's only a piece of the whole puzzle, but this is common, that's public. So we count the words, yeah, and this gives a read time, yeah, an average read time. So that's one of the parameters used, yeah. But there are others. So we can make sure that, for example, you cannot open the same article in different browser windows and else, yeah, and different tabs. I mean, sorry, and so yeah, that's some of the parameters we can tell, but the rest we cannot tell. But,
so yeah, that brings me to ask exactly how open source is everything.
Well, our smart contract is open source. Meanwhile, like it's on the blockchain, it's on GitHub, it's everywhere. But of course, these algorithms, we cannot make them open source. Yeah. And it's actually what we have built now is the MVP 1.0. Right now, we are already on MVP 2.0, where we want to open the platform for others to publish. Yeah. As well, we have built an application, an app, so far only for iOS. What's also close to be released, yeah. And it's a newsreader app where you can add just several platforms you read daily, and so you have all in one place, yeah.
I like the concept being rewarded for reading. I've mentioned to my viewers quite a few times that I think within the next year or two, Netflix will probably end up paying me monthly to watch Netflix instead of the other way around. And similar to how platforms are being incentivized through like Brave basic attention token. You know, you're getting rewarded to watch ads and things like that. I could see, you know, Medium or other platforms like reading platforms like Steam It or blogging platforms like SoMe, where you could be rewarded for just reading an article as long as you know, there's some form of verification behind it. It makes a little bit of sense that it's not so open source that somebody can back engineer a bot that can trick it.
Yeah. The idea was, or I just had in mind that, for example, I mean, I do not compare us with Facebook. Okay, we're not like that. Or, but there, for example, they make a lot of money with your data, but you as a user, you don't get anything out of it.
Sorry, I'll be right back.
No worries. Does it cost gas to send an ERC777?
Yeah, of course, it also costs gas, but we are already, let's say, we are raising ideas to upgrade even our smart contract. I mean, it's very advanced, our smart contract, but our developers are always ahead of time. So there are several ideas right now. What will be the next version of our smart contract? Yeah,
I'd like to recommend sponsored transaction fees, man. You know, the using Ethereum as gas thing, you know, I feel like could be replaced with sponsored transaction fees, but I haven't seen anybody on Ethereum really push for this. You see it on the Waves platform quite a bit, where you can send a Waves token instead of using Waves as gas. You can actually use the token itself to pay for its own movement.
This is something we have in mind, yeah. But coming back, if you don't mind, coming back to the idea of being on a platform, using it, and the platform itself makes a lot of money, and you don't have anything for it, or you don't get anything for that. The idea was to give something back to the user, and to reward him for using the platform, and
So where do those rewards come from, though? Like, you know, who's paying for this, and how are you making money out of rewarding people?
Yeah, that's a good question. Right now, the rewards are coming from us, yeah. But as I said, for the sponsored articles or press releases, or soon we also will start with banners and else, 80% of what we get there will be put back into call. Like, we will buy back on unspecified times. We buy back tokens from the market. So
yeah, but how sustainable is that over time? Where if you're paying for it yourself, buying it back from yourself, eventually that's, you know, digging two holes back to back.
Well, with the revenue we make, we buy back tokens and we donate them, and this will grow the user base, and this will make GC News more attractive. Yeah? But on the other end, we are, as I said before, we are working on MVP 2.0 right now, and the idea there is that actually you as a project, you also can sponsor articles. Like, for example, you say, for this article, I am the sponsor, so I put down 5,000 call tokens, and they will be shared within the readers for the article. Yeah.
Okay, so
that's the next step.
You can basically be a project to pay people to read your white paper, in a sense.
Correct.
For example, yeah.
All right,
you'll actually know that they're actually reading it too, because see, you have to be logged into the platform, right, in order to actually claim the reward. You can't just like go onto the website and read an article.
But to say that I'm reading it, I mean, that's hard. I could just be scrolling through while, watching TV on it's hard to say that my attention is being spent to read it.
Sure.
I mean, at least nothing is 100%, but we pretty much made sure that it's, I say, 99.9%. Yeah.
Right, and at least it's not a bot. I mean, there's going to be people that aren't going to read it that just want to participate in the reward system.
For that, as I said, right now we have the MVP 1.0 out there because we didn't like fully publish everything, and for us right now it's like a test run or test phase where we do several adjustments. One adjustment in the future in MVP 2.0 will also be that after an article, you might need to answer 1 or 2 questions to claim your rewards.
I like that.
Yeah. So we really are.
This is sort of like what Coinbase has started with, like Earn. They're rewarding people for learning about different projects and different tokens, different blockchains, and you're earning crypto by educating yourself. And that's really cool that you guys are going through this route. I have a question from the chat. They want to know that if there's going to be 2 options for publishing, is there going to be a free publishing option and a paid publishing option?
Right now, there's actually no free publishing option. Like we also have authors, like editors. I mean, if they find a project, that's what we are offering right now to some projects. If there are interesting projects out there, we can write articles about them because we like them, or we want to write an article about it. So this is a kind of free publication. And of course, if you are an interesting project, just reach out to us, and we can check with our editors if they want to write an article about you. Yeah.
How many people do you have viewing the news articles at the moment? Do you know how many
what do you mean?
Do you know how many active readers you have?
We have like actively, or in our test run right now, I think there are something like 6,000 accounts. Yeah. Okay. in our platform. But as I said, for us, that's right now, it's a test run. We need to do optimization, like what you said, that people don't open the browser and scroll up and down and watch TV while they're doing that. So adding
game theory is sort of my interest of every platform. I love to think, how am I going to break this?
Right.
It's just always been sort of like my focal point on project, because unfortunately that's who's going to be the first to come to all the platforms. It's always bad actors. They love to show up early. They love to show up first.
For sure. Yep.
So who's the demo demographic for this? Who are you guys looking out specifically to reach out as far as like publishers and as far as like readers go? How are you trying to bring more readers in and bring more publishers in?
We don't restrict ourselves there. Actually, we are open. I mean, our name says it already: Global Crypto Alliance, as well Global Crypto News. So we do not restrict ourselves there. Like, we're really open. Yeah, I mean, right now everything is in English, so this is a little restriction. Yeah, this is a little restriction, but else we do not have any restrictions. Yeah.
Gotcha. So you mentioned a few times there's many pillars to the GC Alliance and what you are doing with these ERC777s. What are some of the other pillars, and let's dive into some of those.
Yeah, as I said, GC security is one very important pillar as well. As I said, on the one side, we offer the service like to upgrade your token, because we have done that. Yeah, actually, I mean, we didn't upgrade ourselves. The first contract was an ERC777 already, and I think we built the very first ever. So we help other ERC20 projects to upgrade their smart contract and their tokens to ERC777. Yeah, that's one thing. And as I mentioned before, right now we are building hardware. The prototype is done, actually. I think we're gonna publish it maybe by end of the week, beginning of next week. We need to run some tests, and yeah. So I'm talking about a couple days. So that's also an important pillar. And we already have a business model behind that. Yeah, what addresses many people out there, and also many industries. And yeah, I cannot tell more at the moment about it, but it's very
well, I've always
easy,
thought,
easy application.
what are these ERC20 tokens going to do to sort of remedy the issues of, lost or, burned in a sense tokens that people receive to an exchange address? I can't tell you how many people have used like a Coinbase Ethereum address to receive a smart contract ERC20, and they're just gone forever. And that fucks with a project's supply, circulating supply, and the initial, early investors' experiences and those stories moving forward. I've always thought that if a store is going to use an ERC20 as like a loyalty point or rewards token, they're going to have to be able to protect themselves from, or protect the customers from themselves from losing the tokens.
You're absolutely right.
Because smart contracts are dangerous, man. Like, people think that it's all sunshine and rainbows, but smart contracts, hella dangerous.
Well, how I like to say is we have developed and deployed a real smart contract.
Yeah, when people say they have a smart TV and it doesn't have like Netflix, I'm like, no, it's a dumb TV with apps. Right. And that's how I thought when I heard smart contract at first. Like, no, it's a dumb contract, but it's better than other. Like, it was, to me, a smart contract wasn't a finalized idea. It wasn't finished because it was so dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially when you consider, how many thousands of projects were attempted to launch throughout 2017 and 2018, right? And sort of continue to today, right? All the sloppiness of those teams is it's very it's quite concerning, actually.
There are millions.
Basically,
millions are stuck in smart contracts. Yeah.
So for this new protocol, and that, mind you, it literally just got ratified. I think like not even a year ago. It was ratified like I think June or July, I believe, of 2019. So it is brand new. I mean, it's still very, very new, right? So.
Is there a way to build a version of an ERC721 in this environment using like the ERC777 smart contract ecosystem? So like non-fungible tokens don't have to worry about being lost in smart contracts as well?
That's a good question. I really don't know the answer to that. Our blockchain dev will be able to speak more intelligently to that. I mean, with our contract, with our particular DApp, he was able to work with or integrate. I think there were at least 3 protocols used. So I'll say that I wouldn't necessarily be surprised if it would be possible, but I don't know. I don't know. I can't say 100%.
Gotcha.
Too bad we don't have Panos with us. Panos is our head of the GC security, and he's our core blockchain developer, together with Alex and some others in the team. He was working in cybersecurity and cyber forensic for, I think I can say that, for the Greek authorities. And he's very well advanced. So too bad we don't have him on here. But maybe at a later point we can, if there are more technical questions, maybe at the later point we can do that again and invite Panos to that. and people can address all the technical questions they have.
Yep.
I
Yes,
bet he
you,
has
you guys have the
an
link to
answer.
the podcast. You can schedule a date to come back on at your convenience at any time. It's
Okay.
totally open source here.
Cool.
Somebody said in the chat, your website, you mentioned earlier, Renee, that it's an English-based website. Is it possible to integrate a translator, a third-party translator like Google Translator to the website, or is that already something that exists?
So far, we don't have that, but of course, that's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right here on the website now checking it out, guys. So it's gcalliance.io. You can go ahead and check out the GC news right here in the tab GC security. It says right here partners and exchanges. I did want to talk a little bit about exchanges and things. Oh, I see you're on you're partnered with P2P B2B. I like those guys. They're cool guys. McAfee Dex. All right. So, how is working with exchanges and ERC777s as opposed to the ERC20s? And when a token does kind of evolve from an ERC20 to a 777, what's it like for the exchanges?
Right now, the exchanges can handle our token if they are not willing to upgrade to ERC777 because our smart contract is backward compatible, like to ERC20, so they can just treat it as an ERC20 token.
And
Of
that's
course,
also
that
why sorry, Renee. That's also why on Etherscan it is labeled as an ERC20 token because of that backwards compatibility. Just an
interesting.
FYI.
And because so far they they don't support the protocol, like they cannot show ERC77777 so far. But we are working on that. Like we're addressing that to Etherscan, also to my Ether wallet, my crypto, and else. We are addressing that and offered them also the help to upgrade the wallets and everything to ERC777. And yeah, we see where that goes, but in the near future, we're very sure that will come. As well, we are offering that to exchanges, like exchanges who already listed us, and to others where we are in talks that they support the protocol. And so that's one road we are going. But as right now, they're just supporting it as an ERC20.
Is there any plans to work with other blockchains in the future, like maybe Tron, TRC777?
So far, we don't have any plans there, but never say no. I mean, we are following the route of technology. Yeah. Right now, I think I can say that we have one of the most advanced smart contracts, real smart. And our developers are bringing up a lot of stuff. Sometimes stuff we like, honestly, I cannot even process what they are telling me because it's so advanced. Yeah. But yeah, never say no, and we follow the technology. Yeah, we are very technology driven, and so we will see.
Gotcha. So, I guess anything that we haven't covered yet that you guys want to make sure that we dig into, about either the we haven't really touched much on the call token itself.
Oh, the call token itself.
Right. It's
What's the question?
That's the it's CAL, right?
Yeah, CALL.
CALL.
Okay, two L's.
CALL,
Gotcha.
yeah. And
Yep,
we are also listed on Probit too, against the Bitcoin.
Against the latest listing was on Probit, yeah.
Yeah, last weekend.
So just wanted to talk a little bit more about the token itself. The supply rate, the supply itself. I'm trying to look it up right here. Here we go. So total supply looks like
77 million.
777.
Pretty.
That's funny. That, right? I like that.
Yeah, we are pretty stuck to that number. I mean, we are the first ERC777, so we thought that the total supply would match that. Yeah.
I like
pretty
the
good to what
Ethereum
we're
name
doing.
service domain you have here listed in the smart contract. I've always thought that the ENSs would be used for smart contracts more than it would be for independent use.
Yeah. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be pretty fun to see how that evolves. Really, that ENS.
Because I have a Unstoppable domain. I don't know if you're familiar with them,
Of
but
course,
I
yeah.
have one of their domains, and I was actually thinking some people may use their Ethereum address for, say, Binance or Coinbase, for receiving Ethereum or ERC20s or whatever, right, for their Unstoppable domain. So, like, you could send me ERC20 to kenbozak.crypto. But if it's linked to a Coinbase account, then that ERC20 is burned into a smart contract locked with, Coinbase as an exchange goes with their hot wallet.
Right.
Okay.
So, like, this could be something that maybe a 777 could remedy because, I wouldn't have to worry about, somebody sending the wrong coin to my domain, even though it's an Ethereum domain address. It may not be a public domain address, it's an exchange domain address, so things can get lost.
I think that could work, but honestly, as Stan said before, we know a lot about ERC777, but that those questions we would need to address to our blockchain developers. That's everybody in our team has his own task, and everybody has his knowledge. Yeah. And,
Well, then my
I
main
think
question is, what did you guys want to talk about coming on the podcast if it wasn't anything technical? Like,
of course,
what did you have in mind to talk about?
actually, right now we are pretty
Right.
much focused on the hardware we are building. Yeah. Of course, also we know tech. I mean, just when it goes deep into it, before we say something wrong, we would prefer to let that answered by our blockchain developers. Yeah.
All right. All right. Well, I don't really know where to go from here, so I guess we can wrap things up unless there's anything you maybe wanted to mention or ask me or anything at all.
Maybe we would like to mention that, as I said before, we think that our hardware, what we will release by end of the week, beginning of next week, is quite interesting. So maybe people would like to look into it. We will announce that, and where we will announce we will announce
You're
a video
announcing an
soon.
announcement.
No,
We're not announcing an announcement. Sorry, you got me. Yeah, we will soon publish it. Yeah.
All right, man. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. Have a day.
Yeah. Thanks, Ken.
Thank you too.
I don't even know why they scheduled to come the fuck on the podcast. I mean, can anybody make sense out of this? All right, I tried. I fucking tried. Have a day.
Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast, MonarchToken.io, the complete crypto solution. Monarch Wallet is now available for Android, iOS, and desktop devices today. Do you want to learn how to mine crypto? Well, all you have to do is visit cryptomining.tools for profitable crypto mining information today. The Divi Project, that is diviproject.org, your one-click solution for staking and masternodes. Earn cryptocurrency.
Like, what the you're the CEO! Ugh, wasting my time, bro.
Shout out to the sponsors of the podcast, MonarchToken.io, the complete crypto solution. Monarch Wallet is now available for Android, iOS, and desktop devices today. Do you want to learn how to mine crypto? Well, all you have to do is visit cryptomining.tools for profitable crypto mining information today. The Divi Project, that is diviproject.org, your one-click solution for staking and masternodes. Earn cryptocurrency using social media platforms like SOME.social, SOMEE.social, New Era Social Media. Get paid to write reviews, like reviews, comment on reviews. Visit bravocoin.com and get paid to review. Available for Android and iOS devices. bravocoin.com. CoinFlip, the world's best Bitcoin ATM. Better service, better fees. Better visit coinflip.tech today. Shout.
I'm a shill.